Test, test, test. Baked potato, how's it going? Can you guys hear me? Let's see. Baked potato, how's it going, man? I'm guessing you found my channel through my quest video, seeing your VR name. Whoops, looks like something broke. Give it another shot. Oh, I need to get into my Wi-Fi. Connecting to Wi-Fi. Such a great PC for $1,200. Which PC? Oh yeah, the Victus 15. Where'd you pick it up from, Austrian? Did you get it from Best Buy? Still says connecting. There we go. No, I don't want Windows to determine my location. All right, while we wait for a few more people to get in here, let's go ahead and do some 3D Mark benchmarks. No name, how's it going? Like the name? All right, so for performance, we have the settings that I'm using within the Omen Gaming Hub. Go under performance control. I'm using the performance. Let me know if you guys want me to actually go up to extreme. I believe that voids the warranty, so I don't normally recommend going to extreme. I had to go into the BIOS and then click all these little disclaimers in order to actually even open up the extreme setting, but I'll definitely be in performance and turbo for sure. I do want to get some music in here to make this a little bit more lively. Let's see. That was loud. Is that too loud for you guys? Alright, let's check out some of these comments while I'm launching 3D Mark. Is it downloading right now? No, I don't want to download Grand Theft Auto while I'm running a test. .3D Mark is launching. In Europe, this PC is too expensive. How much is it in Europe? Yeah, I wonder how that's affecting everything when it comes to... Actually, tariffs shouldn't affect things going out. But yeah, it is probably going to make things more expensive coming in. Here we go. Time Spy. Install it real quick. Should have already been installed. Wow, Austrians, you're saying the cheapest Omen PCs are $2,500? I really wish the US could work out something better for other countries. All right, let's run this. Omen Gaming Hub set to performance. Thermals set to turbo. Wow, 5K. What do I think about pre-built PCs like HP or Dell Alienware? I think because they do a lot in-house, they're able to keep costs down. So price to performance, it's great. I do wish that they were using AMD 9800 X3D CPUs for gaming. But when it comes to 4K gaming, those PCs end up being an incredible bang for your buck because it doesn't make too much of a difference when you're gaming at 4K using a 285K CPU versus that 9800 X3D. But the 9800 X3D makes a big difference when it comes to gaming at lower resolutions. New York Kitty, I bought it just yesterday for $3,900. Which one are you talking about, New York Kitty? Are you talking about the Omen 45L you bought for $3,900 with the 5090? All right, Time Spy, what are you doing? Oh, here we go. I just tapped into my mouse. gonna have to restart this. I don't know what's going on with this one right now. Restart Steam. What is going on with my mouse right now? All right, I'm gonna get a different mouse. Bear it back. Turns out it wasn't the mouse, it was actually the computer, so that's not a good sign. Metal Maniac, I have the Alienware Aurora R16, and I think it's amazing, awesome. Do you think the Victus will be able to run GTA 6 at 1440p? I don't want to get it for console, since it'll be locked at 30 FPS. It depends on what game you're running. And what's the GPU on the Victus that you got? GTA 6 for PC won't be out for a few years. Yeah, it's unfortunate. What is better, HP or Alienware PCs? Well, we're about to find out today. I already did the review on the Area 51, and its price to performance was incredible. But we're going to find out today how good of a deal this HP Omen 45L is with the exact same specs as that Alienware Area 51. All right, Omen Gaming Hub. Performance control. Performance turbo. All right, that's where it needs to be. Let's load up Steam. Get back to that 3D Mark test. RTX 4060 and an Intel i7. Yeah, I think GTA 6 is probably going to require some more power than that if you want it to look as beautiful as they designed it to look. But, I mean, yeah, we're not going to get that for another few years, so... Boost enabled. I didn't ask for boost to be enabled. Benchmarks, time spy, run. Let's do a poll here real quick. Which game first? Fortnite, Call of Duty Black Ops 6. Metal Maniac says, can you tell me the specs about this PC? This PC has an Intel 285K CPU and a 5090 GPU. Let's get some of the audio from this. Is the RTX 5060 good? It has not been getting the best reviews. I have not yet tested the 5060, but it appears that they withheld it from reviewers because it wasn't as good as they were trying to make it out to be, unfortunately. If you want a kind of more of a budget-friendly, I wouldn't say lower end, more budget-friendly GPU that performs well, I would go with the AMD 9070 XT. All right, almost done with this one. Mr. Supersonic asked, Justin Tech Tips, how is there an HP Omen 45L? How is there? I don't believe there is one with a 9800 X3D yet, unless it just came out. Yeah, I don't think there. Let me switch over to what I'm looking at. Don't think there is one with a AMD yet. Intel. Yeah, I don't think there is one yet. My contact from HP did tell me that they do plan to introduce an AMD version of the 45L with the 5090. They didn't tell me when that timeline is, but Dell did not give me that reassurance at all. It sounds as though to me, from what Dell told me, that they're not planning to with the Alienware Area 51. All right, so that is the 3D Mark Time Spy score. It's slightly lower than what I got with the Area 51. The Area 51 I got 36,000. So I mean it's just barely off of that. So let me go ahead and jump into the first game. See what game everybody chose. 43% say Fortnite. All right, let's jump into some Fortnite then. GPU with only 8 gigabytes of VRAM are not good for 2025. That is true. Got a lot of Fortnite fans in here. Kyle Beckham with $20. Thank you very much, man. Appreciate that. He says, Starforge system Voyager 3 Elite I got has been performing amazing. Undervolted my MSI 5090 gaming trio to 0.9 volts. It doesn't go higher than 465 watts and only gets to 69 degrees Celsius playing Cyberpunk 90 minutes with 65 FPS at 4K and 215 FPS on DLSS 4X. Awesome. Glad that video helped you out. Actually, I don't think I didn't do a video on the 5090 version yet, so I guess you made a good assessment from the 4090 version that I did a review on. And then Metal Maniac, why don't they use AMD CPU? Same story with Dell and other companies. Long story short, Intel has a lot of money and they like to partner with big brands and kind of almost force people into using Intel. So I'm sure Dell and HP have both gotten paid a hefty sum to put Intel CPUs at the forefront of their pre-built options. Will you be testing Corsair Vengeance PC Live? No, I've had to return those. I had 4 Corsair PCs at my house, and I had them for a while, so I had to go ahead and send them back. Doing these live benchmarks are kind of more of a new thing that I'm doing, just because I know, especially with AI out there, I know people are wanting what's real, and it's easy to see real when somebody is live with the PC. So let me go into my graphics settings real quick. So let's go up to 4K. These are the settings that I normally use because I like to crank things up really high. Ooh, that's going to look beautiful. And let me go ahead and turn on MSI Afterburner so we can see our stats live. Oops. Come on, hardware info. Load up. I'll restart it. Happened to my music. All right. Start. Sensors only. There we go. Sometimes you just gotta start it twice. All right. Double check that my display settings are right. There we go. There we go. Who's at my door? where do I want to land? I like to land on the edges so I can collect weapons before people start destroying me. Let's go to the tennis court. That's one of my favorite spots. You guys are the boss here, so if you want to see a specific setting changed in the middle of the game, go ahead and request that, and I will change settings to whatever you prefer, so that you can know for sure if your settings are giving you the FPS that you want if you bought this PC. Alright, once I land, I'm going to go ahead and reset my average FPS. Alright, FPS reset. Let's go ahead and play for a little bit. Right now we're at an average of 200 FPS at 4K maximum graphic settings. That's pretty awesome. I bet it's going to go down a little bit once we start getting into more of the detailed parts of the map. Man, that music hits hard. I like this guy. Alright. Let's check out this chest right here. Ooh, I love these. So I was actually playing this yesterday. You know how you can jump in slow motion with these? The whole entire game, I was sideways because there's some sort of glitch. So I was just floating sideways like that the entire game yesterday. So we're going down a little bit in FPS once we start getting into these really fine detailed grass areas, but man, that looks beautiful. 4K. This is the first time that I've actually done a full 4K stream on my channel. So hopefully it's holding up and doing justice how great this actually looks, because this looks incredible. I'm going to put on the map, where's that little rose field? Because that's an area that usually takes up quite a bit. Right here. This is kind of one of the more intense things for the PC to handle in that direction. Let's see if that little flower field brings down the FPS at all. I feel like this season, not just because they do, but I feel like this season they did something that improved the graphics. Just the way that there's the highlights, the way they do the shadows, the ambient occlusion. So yeah, you can see the current FPS is at 135 right now. But yeah, the average is still around 160, just given we aren't really in too intense of a spot. But yeah, if you're watching this on a computer, make sure you bump up to 4K, watch this at 4K, so you kind of appreciate all this detail. That's really what sells it, is how good this looks at highlights resolution. That's the reason you honestly buy this PC. Do not get this Omen 45L if you only gain at 1080p. The 285K CPU in the Intel 285K CPU in this PC is not worth it for mid-to-B gaming, because you really don't get the full effect of how insanely great a performance this is until you start really utilizing that 5090 PC. I will switch to these gloves. And yeah. So now at 155 FPS, you can see driving through this rose field. We are now at 114 FPS. It's having to calculate all of the roses. Uh-oh. My stream without dying. Alright. Yeah, just look how great this looks. This is incredible. Still getting 124 FPS. Also, a big factor is your monitor. If you don't have, if you don't have a good monitor, you're not going to really feel the full benefit of having high FPS at 4K. But yeah, right now I'm looking at it on a 4K OLED screen, and I'm really seeing all of these, all this 150 FPS, because I have a high refresh monitor as well. I'm going to switch this with the Deadeye, because I like that one a lot better. Is that max graphics? Yes. It's grainy for me, FYI. Oh, is that the compression of the video? Are you at 4K right now? Let me look at it, this stream in 4K. Live. Oh yeah, it is kind of grainy. Let's see, how do I raise that up a little bit? If I go down to 1080p and watch it at that, is it grainy? Yeah, it's grainy at that too. That should not be. Fix this latency real quick. Stream settings. Stream bit rate of 23 kilobits per second. I'm gonna up my stream bit rate. I'm gonna hide the bush real quick though. The shoots me on increasing my bit rate. Huh. Yeah, I don't know why it's grainy right now. Still grainy? Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have made this stream 4K. That might be why everything's kind of... My attempt to make everything higher res, it looks like it's making it not as high res. JA, appreciate it. Thank you very much. Please use key rate frequency of 4 seconds or less. Yeah, I wish there was a way to restart the stream without it closing everybody else out. Yeah, because I really want you guys to be able to appreciate how great this looks on my end. All right, I'm gonna